Hey guys, Swamp Cleaner here, back with another video for you. Now, this video is going to might get a little heated because it's a topic that I am very passionate about, and it came on my radar after I watched Tim Pool's video earlier today about Beto O'Rourke and how he is a disgusting authoritarian slimeball who just wants to use the giant jackboot of big tech corporations to circumvent the Constitution and subjugate the people to his will. And by that, I mean what, in Beto O'Rourke's own words, credit cards have enabled many of America's mass shootings in the last decade. And with Washington unwilling to act, they need to cut off the sales of weapons of war today. So he's calling on credit card companies to restrict and refuse the sales of assault weapons, stop processing transactions for gun sales online and at gun shows without background checks, and to stop doing business with gun and ammo manufacturers who produce or sell assault weapons. Here is the biggest gripe is not my main gripe. The biggest gripe is how this is horrible, absolutely disgusting, and it shows Beto O'Rourke for the socialist that he is. He's an authoritarian. He wants control. He wants it his way, and if he can't get it his way doing it the legal way, he'll just do it another way. So he's going to just control and dictate what you can do with your legal owned property. I'm sorry, but you're never going to be president, Beto. You are, like I said, a jackboot licking authoritarian scumbag who just wants power and will use big tech and big corporations who are already starting to censor people based off of their political opinions to ban a legal item. It's mind-boggling. That's the main gripe, the biggest gripe that everybody should be concerned about. But my gripe, which I'm going to focus on here, is the wording, is the whole premise, the whole side of the gun control argument, and how these idiots have no knowledge, no idea of what guns are, how guns operate. They use terms like assault weapons. Well, what's an assault weapon? Because I'm sorry, those are already banned. You're not allowed to have automatic weapons. Those are assault rifles. The weapons that the police use. Hi, kitty. Yes, I have a kitty around my feet. No, not the police. I'm sorry. The weapons that the army uses in theaters of war. They have automatic weapons, machine guns, automatic rifles. Yes, kitty. Good lord. And they use them there. You're not allowed to use them here. It's illegal. So when they say we want to ban assault weapons, you have to ask them, what's an assault weapon? Well, it's the things that are causing mass shootings, the AR-15s. No, those aren't assault weapons. You don't know what you're talking about. Those are semi-automatic rifles, because they'll be asked these separate questions. Do you want to ban assault weapons? Yes. Do you want to ban semi-automatic rifles? No, no, no. What is this? What is this picture of? And they show a picture of an AR-15 that just caused the latest mass shooting. That's an assault weapon. Oh! No, it's not. It's a semi-automatic rifle. Just like 99% of all other rifles out there that are in circulation. And yes, that other 1% are the special owned antique weapons or machine gun, like war era weapons that certain collectors get federal licenses to purchase and to own and to operate. But the operation of those weapons are supposed to be done within closed and contained environments. You're not allowed to just own a Thompson and just keep it like in a locker and take it out to the gun range. There's specifics. You can only take it to certain events, certain places. But that's beside the point. The main issue here is their terminology is completely off place. They say, yeah, we need to ban all things that can shoot multiple rounds. What does that mean? Shoot multiple rounds? That's a pistol. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Load a single round into the pistol, or a single round into the rifle? We already have guns like that. Those are bolt action or revolvers. So I mean, those will be legal. But I mean, what happens if that bolt action rifle has an internal magazine and you can put 5 rounds into it? Is that going to be illegal? See, they have no idea the differences between bolt action, single action, semi-automatic, and fully automatic. Because on CNN, I remember the famous clip. This one guy said they're using fully auto, semi-auto, or like, what the hell does that mean? They're fully semi-auto. I guess I had to explain it. Here we go. I'm going to explain it for you, libtards, exactly what the 3 different actions of gun you get. You have single action. You can either have it as a lever or pull back, or pump or lever, or in case of Colt action and certain pistols, a hammer action. So a single action is if you already have it loaded and you have the rifle or the pistol cocked, you pull the trigger. The hammer will go forward, strike the round, and the bullet will go out the end. What happens then? You manually have to open up that breech by pulling the bolt back, or popping out the cylinder, removing the bullet casing, removing the casing, and then manually putting another cartridge in there, pushing the bolt forward back, locking up down the breech, and then you aim and shoot the weapon again. That is single action. Now, let's move on to semi-automatic, which is the biggest confusion of all, because people just hear the automatic part and just forget about semi. All right. The whole thing about semi-automatic entails this. The automatic aspect of semi-automatic means that the whole part of you having to remove the bullet casing, putting another round in, closing the breech by pushing the bolt forward is all done automatically, because people are smart when they make guns. They have created a system that captures the gases from the explosion from the previous round, takes that pressure buildup, and does all of that action that you would have had to do manually. It pushes the breech back. It allows a round to be loaded up from below or the side, depending on where the intake is. And then the bolt slams forward again, closing the breech in one smooth, quick action. Now, the semi part is the whole how you pull the trigger and how the gun fires. Okay, it means it only fires one round. There's only one action. One entire complete process takes place. You pull the trigger. The round gets shot out, and it reloads. But then you have to start the process all over again. You have to pull the trigger again for it to happen another time. And what people don't understand is that, people pulling a trigger, it only takes so much. And if you have a hair trigger, barely need to touch it and the thing will fire. Now, like I said, the automatic part of it reloading the round takes place very quickly. It's very efficient and fast. So that's why you can get a semi-automatic rifle to fire very quickly. You could fire off like 5 rounds in less than 5 seconds with a semi-automatic rifle. But that's fine. That's perfectly legal, because you're still performing the same action. One action. You're pulling the trigger, a round gets fired. Nothing else happens after that if you don't pull the trigger. Now, automatic is, I think most people understand what automatic is Well, civilians don't get those. The Army does. You get your M16s, your M2A4s. You get your your saws, your squad automatic weapons, because that is an automatic process. It will repeat constantly while you have that trigger pulled. So you pull the trigger, and it'll fire the round. The gases will push the breech back, reload another round, slam it back down. But oh shoot, you're still holding that trigger down. Well, I guess bang, it's gonna go again. Oh, bang, bang, bang. It just does it over while you're just holding that trigger down. It won't stop until you do. That is why it's fully automatic. I hope that helped. I hope that helped to explain, because I don't know how many times I have seen and heard people trying to explain what semi-automatic is, what automatic is, trying to say that semi-automatics are, you can fire what, like 30 rounds in like 1100 rounds in like a minute or something like that. I'm like, yeah, oh frick, you gotta have a pretty beefy trigger finger there. You gotta work that thing out if you want to be able to pull off that many shots. I mean, yes, theoretically, those semi-automatic weapons can shoot that fast, because I even saw a special. I think it was on the History Channel. It shows a guy with two identical weapons, two M4s. One was semi-automatic and one was automatic. They had like some famous gun champion. Like he took the semi-automatic, and he was gonna square off with the guy who had the automatic, and they're gonna see who can fire the gun faster. And in the slow-mo, it was pretty much neck and neck. It was pretty much the same. The guy was pulling the trigger just as fast as the automatic was going through the motions. So, I mean, yes, theoretically, you could shoot a semi-automatic as quickly as the maximum fire rate of an automatic. But, I mean, that's a lot of strain on the weapon. That's a lot of strain on your fingers. I mean, it's not practical, and that's not what happens. But yes, theoretically, you could, if you put it onto one of those Gatling crank machines I've seen, where it's just a little machine you stick your gun on, you crank it, and it just pulls the trigger. So you crank it, goes. So yeah, I guess if you crank it out, you could do it. I mean, but that's for the most niche community. That's very niche. You're not going to find a lot of that, and you're not going to find a lot of people who are gun champions and are experts at shooting a semi-automatic almost as fast as an automatic is. So, I mean, that's why, and I think that's partially why the bump stock ban was put in place, and I disagree with this, because that's a crack. There's no more. Well, you didn't need bump stocks. Well, what do you need? You don't need laser sights now, do you? Oh, you don't need that 15-round magazine. You only need a 10-round magazine. See, it's you take an inch, you go a mile. But yeah, I think there's a more rational argument about the bump stock thing, even though I disagree with it, saying that a bump stock imitates full auto fire, because it's pretty much the cheap man's way of wanting to shoot fast without having to work for it, without having to, become really good with it. He just wants to shoot it fast. So, that's, I think, where some of that, logic or rationality falls to when it comes to the bump stock stuff. But still, I completely disagree. But back to Beta Cuck O'Rourke here. You're not going to be taking people's guns away. You try to take people's guns away the legal way. You're not going to carry any weight, because our rights shall not be infringed. So you slimy piece of shit want to get credit card companies and banks to do your work for you, go around the Constitution because they're private companies, and start dictating to the population about what they can and cannot buy. Go fuck yourself. Well, this is a Swamp Cleaner. I'll catch you guys later.